my name is Marcy Fassio. I'm an attorney with Fassio Law. We are a criminal defense firm here in Oklahoma City. So we're going to walk you through this paperwork and tell you what it is and explain a little bit about what the state has to have, what evidence they have to have in order to prove that you have actually committed the crime they've accused you of. An affidavit means basically a sworn statement. So the officer who's written this out or typed it out is making a sworn statement that there is probable cause to show that you have committed this crime. So let's use the example of assault and battery. We'll talk to you and kind of walk you through what a probable cause affidavit for assault and battery would need to look like in order for the prosecution to be able to proceed. So the probable cause affidavit is going to be a paragraph, maybe a page long. It's not super long. It's just a summary of the information that the officer or law enforcement thinks constitutes sufficient evidence to charge you with the crime. First stage, you're just going to have this brief summary, and it's going to set forth information that they state meets all of the elements of the crime of assault and battery.
So an element in very simplified terms is the recipe to make a crime. So just like if you made cookies, you need eggs and milk, flour, sugar, butter, chocolate chips if you like chocolate chip cookies. So you need that type of recipe to make a criminal charge, and that's what an element is. It's your recipe that must be followed. For assault and battery, there are 4 elements. First element of assault and battery is willful. So you had to have purposefully tried to do something to someone. It isn't an accident. I didn't accidentally turn around and fling my hand. I intentionally went forward with an act to harm another person, whether that be punching them or hitting them. It's a willful act. I did this on purpose. The second element of this would be unlawful.
Second element of unlawful basically means that the act that you did was against the law. In other words, there are some types of assault and batteries, or there are some types of physical contact that clearly is legal. Let's think about a boxing ring. If you clearly make the decision to go into a boxing ring and fight with another person, then you guys are both consenting to being hit. It could meet all the other elements of assault and battery. It is willful, it meets the rest of the elements, but it is not unlawful because you are consenting to being hit.
Your third element is you use force or violence. So that's when we got into the punching or the hitting or the pushing or whatever use of force that you have put upon someone by your own fruition. You wanted to do it. There was not legal justification for doing so, and then you used force against another person is what was going to make that battery. And then our fourth and final element is upon a person.
This table right here, I've done it on purpose. I don't have a lawful excuse. I've used force, but it's not upon a person. So you cannot be charged with assault and battery or convicted of assault and battery unless you're doing these things to another person. If you hit an inanimate object, if you hit a car, if you hit an animal, that could be a different crime, some kind of animal abuse, but it's not an assault and battery because assault and battery requires that you do these actions, this force, this intentional, unlawful force upon another person.
So if we are looking at the probable cause affidavit in your specific case and reading any reports that come our way, if we see that these 4 elements have been met and you have been charged with assault and battery, there's been a willful, unlawful use of force upon another person, well then that is looking to be evidence that could be strong in your case. So what we're doing is assessing the strengths and weaknesses of the evidence in your case and how strong the evidence alleged in the reports in the probable cause affidavit makes this recipe. Are all of the ingredients there for this recipe? If they are, then obviously we need to sit down and have a conversation about strategies that we can work for you to see how we can resolve this case in the best way possible. And if those elements aren't there and if the recipe is not made, we also need to have that discussion, or what legal avenues are available to you to deal with a case that doesn't have all the elements. The cookies can't be made. What are we gonna do? So that is why you would want to come to us for these types of situations, so we can help you walk through that process and understand the nuances of what might be going on in your case and what we can do to help you in assessing whether or not the recipe of your crime has been made. And
click the link below to contact us if you have any questions about an assault and battery charge or any other type of charge, and we will see what we can do to help you and make sure you get the best result possible and get your case handled by very experienced, very knowledgeable attorneys, us, so that we can make sure, again, you get the best result possible.